Welcome back to another Wednesday, a rather late Wednesday on the Pagan Perspective. I'm your Wednesday host, Yeka, and this week we are talking about how we came to our paths. Our question comes from Eric, who wants to know how we came to our path. Were there any, major moments with that, and or inspirations, and did we use any divination? So, I didn't really come to my path. I was raised pagan. So my practice as it is now is something that has evolved and grown with me as I have grown up and changed throughout my life, and what I have needed at different times has changed. We've talked a few times about this on the channel. If you've been watching us for a few years, then you know that I've talked about before being raised pagan, and not always, we didn't use the same words that I use today in terms of the names of the holidays, but the observance of the transition of the seasons, practices which today we would call magic. I hope the wind is not killing the mic too much, sorry about that, but visualization, practices like that were all things that I grew up with and was taught from a very young age. I don't talk a lot about the specifics of that and what particularly, my parent believes and that sort of thing, because it's dealing with other people's privacy, and I want to be respectful of that. So I usually just leave it at, yes, I was raised pagan and I raised my own family as pagan. So I didn't have any moment of going, I know this is the right tradition or something like that, because I didn't, I don't have any of that. When I was a teenager, I was exposed to the reclaiming tradition, which I really appreciated and have definitely borrowed quite a bit from that. And divination, we've talked about divination over the last few months as well. Where I don't usually think of myself as practicing divination, but there are a couple of different practices that I do that could be considered divination. One would be pathworking or journeying, and that's something that I do when I have some real big questions in my life. And so those have answered questions to me, or helped me answer questions about choices I want to make, but not the choice to be a pagan or not be a pagan. And the other one is lucid dreaming, and I have used both of those very much in the same way to explore myself, to explore parts of myself that I might not be as aware of on this surface level, sort of a delving deeper. So yeah, that's what I've got this week. That basically I was raised as a pagan, so that's how I came to be a pagan. It was being born into it and choosing to remain that, because I think it is a choice. Who we are, what we practice and believe is something that is influenced, by those around us and the culture that we're from, the family that we're from. But ultimately, we choose in the end what we are and what we believe. So I'd love to hear from all of you what your experience has been. Did you grow up with your beliefs and practices? Did you change at some point? What was that for you? So if you feel comfortable sharing, let us know in the comments. And until next week, take care.